Um, what she said, I guess. Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 5 Japanese destroyer, the Minekaze. A while ago I reset my Japanese destroyer line for the Harugumo, because once I unlock them again and play them once, I will get myself a Paolo Emilio, or well, I will get enough research points to get a Paolo Emilio. And so I'm playing through the line again. Therefore I will have to play the Minekaze and I suppose Seal Club a little bit. We are in a Tier 5 battle. There are Omahas in this match. Multiple of them at the same time. Some battleship is going to be very happy today. One, because Omahas are basically free devastating strikes. Well, if your shells actually hit, because at Tier 5 they often just choose not to. So, what are some of the strengths of the Minekaze, the ship that I'm actually playing? Well, she's actually really maneuverable. She's kind of small, so difficult to hit. And she also has torpedoes that are okay-ish. They only have 7-kilometer range, but at this tier that's pretty decent. And she's also pretty stealthy. And the torpedoes are fairly fast, but the main thing is that you get 3 sets of 2 torps, and they reload in like 40 seconds. Well, maybe even less than 40 seconds, and when you take something like Adrenaline Rush into account, basically your torpedoes reload as fast as battleships reload guns. Which is kinda crazy, and pretty annoying when you're the battleship and you know that there's a Minekaze around you. Because usually when destroyers have some kind of reload, once you see torpedoes you can then be confident for at least a little bit that hey, they won't have torpedoes again. But when you're playing against the Minekaze, there's basically no gap there because the cooldown is so quick. Now, people often forget that the Japanese destroyers actually have main batteries, but as you saw, they're actually pretty decent. Now, they have glacial turret traverse, so often your turrets will simply be turning the entire duration of the fight. But when you do get to use them, they can actually deal damage, and people often forget that. Are you okay there? You didn't sound quite right. Was that the torpedo sound for the captain? Oh my god. I need to use Fubuki on like everything I play from now on. If it is Fubuki, of course. Anyway, we ran into the Mutsuki over there at 5 kilometers. Sure, let's drop some torpedoes and then use our main batteries. Chances are we're not gonna do too much. Actually, if the Mutsuki decided to fight me, she could definitely outfight me because, well, I mean, she actually has more HP. I've already taken some damage. But she would actually have to hit me, so that seems to be a problem for her. But I guess she isn't really intent on fighting me after all, because she's now sailing away. As am I. But I'll get a few more pot 2,000! Imagine you have 11k HP, another destroyer fires at you, and one salvo does 2k damage. That's 20% of your HP gone from one destroyer salvo. Take 5 of these, you're already gone. So yeah, the guns actually are pretty decent. Anyway, let's go close again, so that we get to torpedo again. Wow, the Mitsuki is actually over there. Now I do wish to fight over the cap zone, because my priority here is to get as much XP as possible, right? Because, well, we're trying to get through the line to the, to the higher tier ships. Okay, I see. Anyway, the enemy has a Wispy and the Mutsuki over here, so we're actually fighting at a deficit. They also had 2 Omahas, a Piotr Veliki, and some other battleship that's actually sailing away, the French one. So, I guess, no, we're definitely outmatched on this side. But hey, we can, outplay them, so it'll be fine. Now, I know that the Mutsuki is, well, not no, I think Mutsuki is still in this cap over here. Because the cap is locked and I'm guessing the Visby is not in the cap right now. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit here. I mean, the main thing is that Mutsuki probably will launch torpedoes at some point, and I will need to be in a position to be able to avoid them. So I'll position myself in a way where I can at least go forward if torpedoes arrive. And I know that they can't arrive from, where the island is, right? Oh, there she is. I guess we'll just turn our turrets then. I'm kinda okay fighting over here because I'm protected by the island from the Piotr Velik and both of the Omahas. What? Oh my god, we just destruct the Piotr Velik here. This is amazing. Well, anyway, now I'm out. I wanted to say I'm out in the open against the Omahas, but I forget they were actually quite far away. And because my main battery range is only 8 kilometers, it means that I am not spotted. Oh, you only have 400 HP, do you? 404 HP not found. That's excellent. And Visby is obviously sailing away, so we're gonna just go take the cap. There's really no reason to not take it at the moment. Furutaka plus our Piotr Veliki versus 2 Omahas. I think the Omahas are gonna have a very, very, very bad day. And I'll try to help them with it with my torpedoes. Because they have an incredibly quick reload time anyway. Now this launch of torpedoes requires the Omaha to sail closer, but she is doing exactly that. The only 7 kilometer range is a bit of an issue, but they are still fairly fast torpedoes, and they're actually really good torpedoes for what they are. Like, I can't believe that this is a tier 5 DD. I would easily play this in tier 8 if you gave me the option to. Sure, the torps might not deal much damage, but they have an incredibly fast cooldown, and the ship is maneuverable and stealthy and fairly fast and all the other things. Except, I guess, anti-air, which is pretty much helpless against the CV. Anyway, Visby is spotted and fighting someone, so we might as well smoke up and just keep firing again. 1100 damage. She only has 9600 base HP, so that's what, 10%? Well, this is like 15% of her HP gone again. Well, no, actually, that's almost 20% of her HP gone with that salvo. I mean, we only need one more salvo like that, and she's already gone. Okay. I guess she's on fire. One shell hit, please. One. That's all we need. Please. We got 3, and that wasn't enough. Never mind, I take it back. I guess... I don't know. But fire is gonna get her, though. Goodbye. Or not, actually. The fire wasn't the one. Anyway, we won this fight over on the side. We lost our Furutaka, but I'm pretty sure that Omaha's gonna go down now. 71 HP. Oh, come on. Let's use Speed Boost. Maybe we can get it. Probably not, because our range just isn't good enough, but hey, there's a chance, right? Come on, almost in. Ah, shells are already coming in. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway, now we have to sail over to the other side of the map to wrap up, because there are still 4 enemies left, and our ships are actually fairly low. We lost a Marblehead Lima, our T-22 is fairly low HP, our Visby is decently low HP. You know, the game isn't over yet, and they still have 2 battleships to farm a whole bunch of damage on. Oh, König is actually sailing closer, and she's actually gonna be within torpedo range, so let's fire them at the prediction line. What are the chances that she will actually try to dodge? I mean, does she even know that I'm here? Probably not, which means that she is likely not to take any kind of maneuvering actions to avoid potential torpedoes. I mean, who would expect torpedoes in a game with destroyers, right? Especially when your team has 1 and theirs has 3 left. I'm gonna wait and launch another set here just in case it's necessary, and then start heading towards the New York. Yeah, it does seem like we need it. Well, I did still hit 1, and it caused the flooding. So I guess there's that. I do need to sail away, because she is heading closer. Why is she... Oh, it's the torpedoes again. Okay. Yeah, I think T-22 gets this one. Unless she dodges the T-22 torpedoes. That's obviously possible. I mean, it can happen. Okay, yeah, if the T-22 gets spotted, yeah, then she's obviously gonna dodge the torpedoes. What the hell are you thinking? Not only did you screw over your own torpedo salvo, you're now gonna get sunk, not by the König maybe, but the New York. Well, at least I got the König though, so... I got the König, so there's that. And now I think the New York is probably gonna delete the T-22 and then She won't worry about torpedoes much again because, hey, I sank the DD, clearly there can't be a second one over there. Unless she counted the torpedoes, in which case she knows there's a second one and she should be sweating bullets then. But hey, we're playing tier 5, probably not, right? Should I just go closer? I really don't see why not. I guess my main worry is that if I go closer straight up, the New York might just turn away and then just sail away. It'll be very difficult to catch up to her, because again, the torpedoes only have 7-kilometer range. Oh no, she's actually turning in. Excellent. This is actually perfect then. Yep, let's just go in. Let's pretend that we are a Paula Emilia. Right? I'll use my... Nah, never mind. Let's not waste smoke screens just in case. But we'll still sail closer. Still have 6,000 HP. I don't find it likely that the New York could delete me in one go. Which means that she is gonna eat torpedoes, and that probably means the game ends right here. Well, we'd win in 20 seconds by points anyway, but hey, I get to do another... I wanted to say another 30k damage, but I guess she only has 16k left. Goodbye. And that is a Kraken Unleashed. At tier 5, with a devastating strike, 84k damage. I mean, not the greatest amount of damage, but we kept the base, we got our Kraken, we got the devastating strike, and we did like 80k damage. Also, it's... playing tier 5 is nice to do the tier 5 mission for the Epoch camo, because eventually you'll want to do them anyway, right? Or campaign. So, wow! Wow! Almost 1900 base XP. At tier 5, this is actually an amazing result. Because tier 5 ships, like, the higher tier ships you fight and deal damage to, the more XP you get. When you're fighting tier 5 ships, you don't get nearly as much XP as when you're a tier 10 ship fighting tier 10 ships. So getting 1900 base XP is an incredibly good result. But then again, look, we did basically all the damage to that Visby, we did most of the damage to the Mitsuki, we did almost all the damage to the Piotr Veliki, we took half of the New York, and we did what, a quarter on the König? Plus we sank all 5 of them on top of everything else. And we capped the base, so I guess the XP numbers make sense? Yep, it is Fubuki Shirakami, I think, the voiceover. So the commander skills I use are these: Priority Target, Last Stand, Torpedo Armament Expertise, and then Concealment Expert. And if you have an extra 2 points, I guess you could take Adrenaline Rush. Survivability Expert would also be nice to have, but I mean, it's tier 5, I'm mostly playing just to get through it as quickly as possible, and I don't think I necessarily need it. Upgrades wise, I use the Torpedo upgrade, then Engine Boost. If you don't have this, then use Engine Room Modification, and then Main Arms Modification 1. As you can see, I don't bother unlocking the main batteries or the range upgrade. There's just no point. You don't need them. You're only playing to get to the next tier of the ship, right? Now, a 10-point captain is nice to have, but even that isn't strictly necessary. I mean, you're not gonna have it when you're playing it for the first time, but... Oh! I have 36k XP, and it costs 34k to unlock the Hatsuharu. So I guess this was actually my last game in the Minekaze. Well, 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 next tier... I do use my free XP to unlock the Hatsuharu's main hull, and I'll probably use it for the torpedoes as well though, because, well, I just don't like playing at stock. I mean, it would just take extra time. I would have to probably play like an extra 1 or 2 games, and I would play a weaker ship, and it just wouldn't be fun. It's not like I don't have the free XP anyway. I do. So it's completely okay to just forgo that for me, but if you're new to the game, I guess you'll just have to suffer through it, because the stock ships aren't quite as great, I think. This is, by the way, how I set up the Hatsuharu, and I guess if I don't have a special captain... Oh no, I actually have a 13-point captain on the Hatsuharu. I guess from previous playthroughs. So, I got 3 points to spend, and I'm choosing between Adrenaline Rush or Torpedo Armament Expertise. With 76 seconds, yeah, I'll go for Adrenaline Rush. Because this also makes my main batteries better. Whereas Torpedo Armament Expertise is only for the torpedoes, and I don't think it's that big of a difference. So this is the part that I often don't show when how I've set up my ships. I usually don't show what kind of flags I take, because I think they're pretty straightforward. Like the economy flags, because I'm trying to get through the lines faster, and I think the regular combat flags are kinda... It's not difficult to figure out that what you can take, because you can get all 8 now on it. Anyway, I'm gonna use obviously the XP camo, because that again allows me to play fewer games to get through the ship again. But yeah, this is effectively how I set up the Hatsuharu as well for my next games. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.